Hi, it's John and welcome to the channel. It is 5:49 a.m. It is May the 24th, so happy natural birthday of Queen Victoria, which was celebrated on the 19th. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. Now, this is my second video today. I hope you'll watch the first and share it. I'll put a card at the end of this video so you can do that. I think it's a real fun one. It's a good one about a former MLA trying to cut off the Alberta independence movement by having his own referendum. So last night I came in here to do the video you're seeing right now, to do some preliminary work, and I got sidetracked by that other one. But I put a folder in my computer, Will the Libs Break Rank? I'm talking about the Federal Liberal Party because I think some of them may mutiny, and I'll get to the reason for that in just a moment. Now, some of the preliminary work I wanted to do was finding Mark Carney being questioned about the Reform Act. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Reform Act, here is the video of that journalist asking Mark Carney, who squirms a little bit when he's asked the question.
Catherine Lévesque, National Post. I wanted to get your opinion on the Reform Act. You might have seen, but a few of your MPs say it's nothing against you, but they want to have the power to trigger a leadership review if things go south, maybe in a couple of years. Are you comfortable with this idea?
Is that a prediction, Catherine? I mean, what a little confidence.
Are you comfortable with that idea so early in your mandate?
Well, I'll say the following, which is that the Reform Act, all parties in Parliament, all recognized parties in Parliament are bound by the Reform Act. It's the law of the land, and therefore there are these 4 votes consistent with the Reform Act that will take place. They'll take place at the first caucus meeting, which is Sunday. It's just
that idea.
Well, I observe that this will happen. There'll be these votes.
The Reform Act will allow Liberals, if they vote in favor of this, to have a leadership review if they're not happy with their leader, and that would be Mark Carney, and you saw him squirm there. The Liberals have ignored this for years. They've never voted on this. They weren't able to get rid of Justin Trudeau because they didn't adopt this law. Now, I wake up this morning and I go to YouTube, and one of the recommendations I have is a video from Wyatt Claypool at the National Telegraph. His video is called Liberal MPs Move to Restrain Mark Carney's Power, quote, internal fight. And here's what Wyatt was saying about why the Liberals want the Reform Act. And then I'll explain to you why I think they might use this against Mark Carney in the future, completely different reason, or why a number of Liberals might mutiny and go and sit as independents.
Felt like to me, the National Post reporter says they say it's nothing against you, and he kind of has that instant reaction of, sure, it's nothing against me, because he knows Nate Erskine-Smith and some of these other people really have it out for him, because he's already screwed them over. They might not come at him now, but if he starts messing up, I think they feel no loyalty to him. And they've even been saying the guy kind of just swept in here, became leader within like a month, and then became prime minister for a full 4-year term, or it could end up being 4 years if the government doesn't collapse. And that we maybe want a little bit of a veto power over stuff you do.
Wyatt seems to think this is personal. He's probably right. By the way, a link in the description to the video on his channel, and go over and subscribe to him. He's at 69,000 subscribers right now. He's looking for 100,000. He should be there already. Very, very, very smart when it comes to politics. Way smarter than me. I'm just the guy in his basement with the big blue mug spitballing down here. So what is my reasoning behind this? Well, a couple of things have popped up over the last couple of days. Now, this happened yesterday at the Calgary Chamber of Commerce. This from the Financial Post. New Liberal Energy Minister vows to support oil, pipelines, clean slate for Alberta. Also from the Financial Post, bold action. Federal Energy Minister Tim Hodgson vows to fast-track infrastructure projects. It's a 1-hour video of him speaking, link in the description, but here's just a short clip of what Mr. Hodgson had to say here in Calgary yesterday.
I want to be very clear. In the new economy we are building, Canada will no longer be defined by delay. We will be defined by delivery. I'm going to say that again. In the new economy we are building, Canada will no longer be defined by delay. We will be defined by delivery. So what does that mean? It begins with a vision to build Canada into a conventional and clean energy and natural resources superpower. We have the resources. We have the people. We have the ideas.
We'll no longer be defined by delay, we'll be defined by delivery, says Mr. Hodgson, the energy minister at the Calgary Chamber of Commerce, which is making lots of people happy. But what about the Liberals in the party that are not happy that they're promising this to Alberta, to Danielle Smith, a conservative, about pumping oil, when their belief is the world is going to end because of oil and gas, and we have to keep fossil fuels in the ground? This is the party that has been imposing carbon taxes and will continue to do that because they have a religion. It's called climate change. They're part of a cult. Don't you think a number of these people, like Stephen Guilbeault, the new environment minister, and climate change minister Julie DeBruzen, and others who have been fighting tooth and nail for carbon taxes and to save the planet, don't you think they might use the Reform Act or maybe mutiny from the Liberal Party over this issue? Here's a few of them, starting off with Jonathan Wilkinson. And why did he get into politics? He tells you right at the beginning of his little chat here.
Paint us, what's the future of sort of energy and climate policy for the Liberal Party going forward?
Well, you're asking somebody who got into politics because of climate change, and I had the great privilege of serving as Canada's Environment and Climate Change Minister for 3 or 4 years, and brought into place the first climate plan Canada's ever had that showed how we would not only beat a target, but we would raise the target because we would exceed that. So I am committed to the fight against climate change. It's a science issue. It shouldn't be a partisan issue. It is a science issue.
The main reason is because the opposition to it that's being led by the Conservatives, by Andrew Scheer and by Pierre Poilievre, is predicated on a lie. It's predicated on the lie that pricing carbon and pricing pollution and lowering our emissions is harming Canadians economically. And that's just categorically false.
Carbon pricing is an important tool to reduce carbon emissions in Canada. It's an important tool to reduce carbon emissions in California. It's an important tool to reduce emissions in the U.S.
But at this point in time, given the affordability struggles, like you highlight many of those using home heating oil are facing, would it not be worth considering pressing pause in this instance?
No, it wouldn't, because we can't put a pause on climate change. And what Pierre Poilievre never talks about is the fact that people right now, 8 out of 10 Canadians, families, get more money back than they pay in carbon pricing.
Do you think these people are okay with Mark Carney saying he's going to pump more oil? Their energy minister coming to Calgary saying that? Jonathan Wilkinson said this is the main reason he got into politics. Climate change. Adam Van Couverden, who you saw there, is an absolute nut. Someone needs to put him in his kayak and push him down the river. He's insane. Why are we doing this, Mr. Carney? This is Alberta. They don't vote for us anyway. Who cares? They want to leave. Here's a headline from yesterday. Danielle Smith warns Carney stop foot dragging and kill anti-oil policies. He could foot drag a little over a year. Promise all you want right now. Foot drag for a little bit. Election season's coming up on October 27. Naheed Nenshi using all of these demands that Danielle Smith is making to the federal government against her. He's calling her a separatist. Smith's waiting for Carney to bail her out. Alberta Premier says Carney can stop separatist movement by connecting west to global markets. Yeah, there are probably a number of people who will be okay with staying in Canada if we get pipelines. Not me. I want out. There's always another tyrannical Liberal government down the road. But they've only got to wait this out for a little bit, folks. But these people in the Liberal Party, they may want to walk. They may want to use the Reform Act against Carney regarding this issue. They may want to sit in as independents on this because this is their religion. And that's what I've been thinking over the last couple of days as more of these headlines pop up. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Ring the bell for notifications, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great weekend.